Now let me show you one of the other tools that I use in Photoshop to finish out an image, and this is a very common problem when you're using super wide lenses, and that is what I call the wide lens perspective distortion. I'm sure there's another name for it, but that's just the way I refer to it. In any case, we're looking at this image of El Capitan along the Merced River in Yosemite National Park, and I've had a 14 millimeter prime on this image, and you'll notice the trees are leaning in. They lean to the left on the right side, and they lean to the right on the left side. And that's a very common problem, again, with super wide-angle lenses when you're shooting even slightly in an upward position. So what we're going to do is correct that, and the way that works is with the Perspective Crop tool, and it's located under the Crop tool. So you click on it, and then the drop-down list comes up, and it's the second one down, Perspective Crop tool. You take the icon, put it inside the image, and you can start anywhere you want to, but I usually just go upper left-hand corner, left click, hold it down, drag it across, and then let it snap into place. And when you do that, you'll see the grid pattern that comes up. And the way this works is you come up and get the upper right-hand corner, left click, hold it down, drag it straight across, and match the trees. And the reason this works is because, as you know, trees grow straight up, and therefore you can rely on the fact that that is a 90-degree angle with the horizon. So we'll go ahead and keep that adjustment right there. We'll come around to the other side and do the same thing. Left click, hold it down, drag it until these lines run parallel to the tree. And what you want to do is try to match the distance in other words, from the edge of the image inward on both sides so that your image is balanced. Now this looks like I came in a little bit less than the right side, so I'll just go ahead and kick it up right there. And that looks pretty good to me. Now you go ahead and hit enter, and we'll see the result. And that's not bad. Let's go back, start again. Let me show you something else that you can do with this tool. And we'll start the upper left-hand corner rather. Drag it down, let it snap into place. We'll make our adjustment as we did previously, using the trees as our 90-degree angle with the horizon. Now, the reason it's called the Perspective Crop tool is because you can crop with it. Grab this middle node. You want to come straight down. And let's just put this, just so that we can demonstrate it, let's just go ahead and put this right on top of El Capitan. I'm going to hit enter, and you can see the result. We have cropped the image at the very same time that we've adjusted the perspective distortion. Let's go back. I'm going to go ahead and finish this image out the way that I would normally do it. Now, there's one admonition that I should give you about this tool that you need to keep in mind, is that sometimes when you use it, it makes your subject matter look a little bit squat. So let's go ahead and readjust this, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, we'll come in on the right, we'll come in on the left, and I'm going to hit enter. And boom, there you have it. Now let's go before and after. Notice how El Capitan has a tendency to be a little bit shorter. And it's not to the point that you can't use the image. I think it's better corrected than it is not corrected. And I don't think the average person is going to be able to look at this image and say, whoa, El Capitan is shorter than it normally is. They're not going to do that. But you can see here the effect that it has on the subject matter, and in some cases, you might not be able to use the Perspective Crop tool because of this very issue, but it's on a case-by-case basis. Let's look at another example, and this is a shot I took of an interior of a condo in Yosemite National Park, and you can see the obvious issue here with the distortion that we had with the wide-angle lens. So we make another placement. We have the grid pattern. This time we're going to start at the bottom, the lower right-hand corner, left click, hold it down, drag it over, and I'm going to use the curtains as kind of a guide. It's not going to be exact, but it'll be good enough. Might be able to use the leg of the end table here or the lamp from the base to the top, just whatever works. Doesn't have to be perfect. And rather than use this edge, which is really distorted, I'm going to go ahead and come in and use these edges right here with the sliding glass door. So we're going to left click, hold it down, drag it over until the guides are parallel with the edge of the sliding glass door right there. Let's go ahead and hit enter, and you can see the result. And we can check it by grabbing the straight arrow, bring it over, and that looks pretty good. We come over here, and that's not bad either. So there we have it. Now, this area right here is still a little bit wacko, but we can just crop that out or ignore it. It's not really hurting the image any. But 2 examples of how to use the perspective crop tool in Photoshop to finish your image.